This is the Morning Glory Clean from JHS Pedals, and in this video we are going to take a look at what's new and to see if it's worth upgrading from the previous version of the Morning Glory. First, I'm playing this song that demonstrates the clean overdrive tones that you can get from this pedal. I'm playing live as usual, except a couple of overdub parts on the chorus part.
Okay, let's go.
I have it here on the table. This is the new version. This is the previous version, the V4, and I have those both plugged into this AB switcher, so we can go back and forth between them to compare them a bit later in the video. I also have the Kilt 10 placed in front of this pedal so we can see how it stacks with other overdrive pedals. But first I want to give you some more info on the pedal, and the best way to do that I think is to read the email that I got from Josh Scott or JHS. The Morning Glory Clean is the most sophisticated Morning Glory we've ever built. It's a ground up redesign around a studio grade parallel clean blend circuit. Not a mod, not a clean knob slapped on, a completely new circuit. It's also the best first stage OD we have ever made. And first stage overdrive is very similar to a always on pedal, but a always on pedal sort of implies that you need to have it on all the time. Of course, you don't have to do that, but it's sort of like the first overdrive pedal that you use to get some gain from your amp or your Helix or Kemper or plugin. The Morning Glory is already transparent, but even transparent overdrives shape frequency response and compress dynamics. So I ask, what if you could have all the Morning Glory character and keep your natural attack and low end? What if it could be simplified to no bad sounds? And then going back a bit to the very first Morning Glory from JHS Pedals. The V1 Morning Glory had a specific voice, a bit more compressed, a bit more vintage blues breaker in feel. The V4 added a 9-volt dual supply for higher headroom and more punch. And then you have the new Morning Glory Clean takes the V1 drive voice and runs it on the V4 style 9-volt dual supply. So you get that classic compressed jangle with more headroom and punch. You have the volume, that's easy. Volume, gain, more gain, less gain, tone, brighter, warmer this way. And then you have the clean, which blends in your clean signal. And that's a dual gang pot on the clean control. Clean gain scales proportionally with drive, no volume jumps like a Klon's gain control. And also the tone only affects the driven signal. I think it's time to hear this pedal. I'm playing through my Songstress amp from Shotmaker. It's set dead clean with a tiny bit of reverb on it, and it sounds like this. So you find the drive amount that you want, and then you crank the clean and you back it off to your favorite setting, basically, to find the perfect mix of clean blend in there. But now I'm going to turn it off, and we are just going to do a similar knob position test with this pedal, the previous version of the Morning Glory. They do sound a bit different. Let's add in some clean on this one and see how they compare after that. Definitely more low end and clarity from this one, and I'm not sure if that is all the clean knob, if you are blending in that natural low end in your clean signal, or if it's also the circuit. I'm turning that off again, maybe we can hear that. Maybe a tiny bit, but I definitely think that the clean knob is the trick here. And by the way, it says here, Clean Boost Pro Tip. Morning Glory Clean can be used as a standalone clean boost. Set the clean to 100% and increase the drive. In this configuration, the drive will not produce any overdrive clipping, only clean volume boosting. Let's try that. So let's put that right there, and this all the way down first. That sounds amazing. Hope I'm able to capture that in this video, because that just makes my clean tone a whole lot better, and it's not driven at all, is it? Now it's a bit driven. And one thing that I find extremely useful with the clean knob right here is that when I use a overdrive pedal like this, I usually set it for my bridge pickup. I don't want it to be too bright. I usually have a sort of rounded off driven sound. But when I set it the way I like it, for example like this, it can become a bit muddy on the neck pickup. Not a whole lot, but a tiny bit. But when you use this, sort of evens out the gap between the pickups. Okay, wow, I think this is a really good pedal, and I'm not going to pretend that I was skeptical towards it before trying it. I think the idea sounded really good before even trying the pedal, getting the pedal and trying it. I do understand that if you have the V4 or any previous version of the Morning Glory, that you might feel a bit bummed out that you need to upgrade again. If you are interested in this pedal, my guess is that you would be able to sell this pedal for a decent amount and upgrade to this one if you want to. But these aren't exactly cheap pedals, so I do understand that it might be hard to upgrade. But I do feel that it's a really worthy upgrade from the V4. I have been a bit skeptical towards clean blends on pedals before, and that is because I definitely feel that they help with retaining the low end and clarity, but I often find that the clean, uncompressed signal blended with the drive of a pedal feels a bit hard to play, sort of. But I didn't feel that with this pedal at all. And I think it's also a bit down to how you set it. I didn't blend in that much clean at all. And of course, I bet it's really good for bass, as bass players often use more of their clean signal when using drives. And apparently it's also better for any digital platforms like a Helix or Kemper. Overdrive pedals can sound a bit too compressed, so this apparently is breathing a bit more when used with digital modelers. I bet there are some demos on YouTube testing that. I don't have anything negative to say about it. I always try to do that since I do paid sponsored videos to tell you my honest opinion, but I also don't want to just come up with something when I don't feel that there's anything to point at. I do feel you though, if you just bought this one and you want this one, try to sell this one and to get a decent price for it so you can get this one if you feel like you need it. Okay, thank you for watching. This was the Morning Glory Clean from JHS Pedals. See you in the next video. Goodbye.